Chief Ron Giesbrecht manages a First Nation of less than 100 people, and last year he drew nearly a seven-figure income. Details laid bare by Ottawa's new First Nations Financial Transparency Act, a surprisingly high take-home in a country where many chiefs don't make that kind of money, let alone premiers and prime ministers. Chris Brown has that story for us from Vancouver tonight. Chris?
Diana, the Coquitlam First Nation is one of the smallest reserves in Canada, but now we know its chief is unquestionably one of the richest. Just off a bend in the Fraser River in suburban Vancouver, you'll find the Coquitlam First Nation, population 81, and of those, just 35 people actually live on the reserve. Ron Giesbrecht is the chief, seen here in an interview he did with the CBC 2 years ago. His eye-popping pay packet last year, $914,000 tax-free, plus another almost $17,000 in expenses. It's unbelievable, say critics.
Well, Chief Giesbrecht is now the highest paid politician in Canadian history, as far as we know. It is an outrageous amount of money, and this chief should be ashamed of himself.
No one at the band would speak today, but in a press release, it acknowledged the chief's large salary is disconcerting. For clarity, the statement said Giesbrecht also acted as economic development officer, and his contract awarded him 10% on capital projects and business opportunities, which in 2013 amounted to a bonus of $800,000.
If this First Nation Reserve has this much money to kick around that they can give out an $800,000 a year bonus, they should take a cut in funding from the federal government, and that money should go to a reserve that doesn't have this kind of money.
The statement didn't say what the big deal was, but the band's accounts show an $8.2 million transfer from the BC government, which a spokesman says was related to land sales. The information was released under the federal government's new First Nations Financial Transparency Act, which compels such disclosures from band councils. A spokesman for the federal minister said the reported salary of the chief is very troubling and his community members deserve an explanation. JODY WILSON-RAYBOULD is the regional chief with the Assembly of First Nations, and she's an expected Liberal candidate in Vancouver next election. Today, she said chiefs must be accountable, but to their communities, not Ottawa.
We have to be accountable to the citizens for whom we represent. For First Nations, that is a chief, and council should be accountable to their own community members.
The statement from the Coquitlam band had one other interesting note. It said the salary for the economic development officer, the chief, has since been renegotiated, and from now on, there's no more bonus. Diana.
All right, thanks, Chris. The CBC's Chris Brown in Vancouver.